We as humans try to learn as much of the past as possible in order to be able to fully understand the present and future. However, we cannot possibly learn everything about the past solely from artifacts and pieces of information. We try to pretend like we know, but how could we? Scientists assume the information they put out into the world is accurate, and sometimes do you think that they could be wrong? Just keep that in mind as you listen to the rest of my speech and try to put all bias aside and listen to the information. Now, does anyone know approximately how many years scientists have been studying the Earth's climate? The first launch of the first weather satellite was in 1959. This means we've only been studying the Earth's climate from a satellite for approximately 64 years. I personally find that a hard concept to grasp. To put it in perspective, the Earth is 4.5 billion years old. We have not been studying the Earth long enough to be able to have a complete understanding of the changing weather conditions. I chose this topic out of genuine desire to better explain why we don't know if humans are the leading cause of climate change, or if we think that because of the lack of scientific evidence. Today I will be discussing why human-caused climate change is not the leading cause of the Earth's warming, and include events from history that highlight our lack of knowledge of the past environment. Virtually everyone knows that the Earth's climate is changing. However, people can be quick to point fingers and say that humans are the main reason for all this change. We have the technology available to us in the present to be able to predict the weather patterns, but we do not have a good enough understanding of past climates to be able to understand why the Earth is warming. As defined in a 1998 article from the National Library of Medicine, a letter signed by over 50 leading members of the American Meteorological Society, stated, the policy initiatives derive from highly uncertain scientific theories. They are based on the unsupported assumptions that the catastrophic global warming follows from the burning of fossil fuels and requires immediate action. The scientific community agrees upon the fact that what we know about climate change is based on uncertainty and assumptions. That being said, I hope to persuade the audience to oppose human-caused climate change and look towards the evidence I present in order to better understand my point. According to a article published by NASA, first launched in 1964, 7 Nimbus satellites provided Earth's observations for 30 years. Nimbus satellites gave us the first images of hurricanes from space, and their data contributed to the improved long-term weather forecast and provided some of the first consistent global measurements of oceanic plant life and the ozone layer. This reinforces the point I made about how we have only been able to study the Earth from a satellite for less than 100 years. First, I'm going to explain the lack of scientific evidence behind human-caused climate change. As stated in a 2017 article from NBC News, Tanya T. Neves, the director for the Centers on the Public Service at George Mason University, says natural forces beyond human control are also gradually affecting our climate. These geophysical forces are vital to understanding global warming. For example, when the seasons are changing and it turns to winter and it does not snow that year, can this be accounted to climate change or to the natural pattern of the Earth? To furthermore emphasize my point, I want to include some reasoning as to why people debate this topic. According to a 2020 ebook titled Contemporary Climate Change Debates, Mike Heumann paints a bigger picture when saying, I suggest that climate change attracts argument and dispute because it is an unsettling idea which challenges many of the things people have traditionally assumed about their weather. This goes into detail because we are debating something that both sides are not fully able to understand due to a lack of understanding of the world from a past perspective. Next, I want to discuss the development of Antarctica. Currently, our polar ice caps are melting, which is being blamed on humans for the increasing temperatures. But have you ever thought that Antarctica is reverting back to the way it was supposed to? Stated in a 2021 article from Vox pertaining to Antarctica, today the South Pole record averages winter temperatures of 78 degrees Fahrenheit below zero. But roughly 90 million years ago, the fossils suggest Antarctica was as warm as Italy and covered by a green expanse of rainforest. This reinforces the point I have made above about the lack of knowledge from the past. Lastly, while we make the counter-argument that human-caused climate change is not the leading cause of Earth's warming, I would like to illustrate the reasons why people believe that humans are the leading cause. A main part of this disagreement of climate change is due to a lack of conversation. According to a scholarly article from Climate Change published in 2023, conversations about climate change are crucially important for mobilizing climate action, as well as for processing emotion and finding meaning in times of crisis. With the lack of conversation, we are known to believe what scientists are informing us about the ever-changing state of our planet. We have never seen the Earth's climate change so rapidly. The rapid increase in greenhouse gases in our atmosphere is paralleled by the amount of fossil fuels we burn. The burning of fossil fuels such as coal, oil, or natural gas is the largest contributor to global temperatures rising. In America, according to a 2023 article from Statistica, each day, U.S. per capita energy consumes 2.5 gallons of oil, 8.86 pounds of coal, and 246 cubic feet of natural gas, and these numbers have only increased as the years continue. These are all areas that are solely increased through human increased use of fossil fuels. To review, I hope you can see clearly now why we cannot be certain humans are the leading cause of global warming due to the lack of scientific evidence from the past. The current debate between whether human-caused climate change or if external factors are contributing to the increase in global temperatures is a debatable topic for many reasons. We will never be able to fully understand our past climate because of lack of technology from previous years, which has inhibited us from knowing if the Earth is warming or if it is a natural part of the Earth's progression. This leads me to conclude by saying that if scientists want to say humans are the leading cause, then they need to be able to back it up with information from the past that our climate temperature is not supposed to increase. Thank you.